Man.
Good
America's a
morning.
wonder. America's a wonder. Best show ever.
Down under. Best show ever. Best breakfast ever. What came first, the chicken or the egg? Eggs on toast for breakfast. New hats. It's not much of a show and tell, but I think I'm just trying to copy Malinsky's fabulous fashion style because ding, 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 ding. Morning, Anne. We know you like this hat.
Different part of the world. You're from
Ding,
Ecuador.
ding, 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 ding. Yes, that's right. Now you may be asking yourself, how is this going to be the best show ever? Every show is the best show ever for those girls. But it's the best show ever because today you're going to be fascinated. Even though these hats are not fascinators. Oh, that's right. It's the best show ever because Mel's got some jokes for you. Let's get her to tell her while she's got egg in her mouth, and that way she'll spray the egg all over you.
Ready?
We're ready.
I saw this on Facebook. Dear Algebra, stop asking us to look for your ex. She's never coming back, and we don't know why.
Yes, this is going to be our best show ever because it's going to be full of laughs. And you may be thinking now, yes, but what about the serious nature of the topics that they always talk about? Don't you worry, you won't be missing out on that either.
What seriousness are we going to get into today?
What came first, the chicken or the egg? Thought, experience, experience, thought. Thought, experience, experience, thought.
Thought is an experience.
Here we go. It's getting serious already. Put on your serious hats. We've got ours on. And get ready for a ride.
Well, if it's not an experience, what is it?
I don't know what she's talking about now. She's off on a tangent. A thought is an experience.
Well, if it's not an experience, what is it? Is it outside of your experience? If it's outside of your experience, then what is it?
Experience.
What does that mean?
Well, I don't know. Like, because I can sit here and have a thought. I think this is going to be the best show ever.
Yeah.
And then the experience happens.
What do you mean?
Well, this is it. This is my hypothesis. I'm just testing it.
Yeah.
Because so many people going around about think the thought and you will create the thing. Or, like this, it's a, if you change your belief, if you change your thoughts, which, I kind of think of beliefs and thoughts as the same things, which I'm sure you've got something to say about that.
Yes, they're not the same thing.
Okay, tell us about the difference between beliefs and thoughts, Miss Malinsky, so we can get clear on that first.
Beliefs are the things anchored in deep down that direct what it is that you look for and see evidence for in the world. They're the things that tell you how the universe works, what truth is, how to decipher what's going on around you.
But how do we know the difference between them and thoughts?
And thoughts...
Oh, sorry about that.
Well, I guess thoughts, even that's a big kind of clump of stuff. Thoughts are not one thing. So you can have internal dialogue, which can be called thoughts, and then you can have...
Hang on, example, internal dialogue. Oh, I wish I'd had breakfast before I came on the show. Mel had her breakfast. I forgot to have mine. I wonder if anyone's watching us. Has the sun come up properly yet? I wonder if there's a sunrise out there. That was internal thoughts. Yeah.
And then there's a sense that your intuitive voice is a thought. There is a sense that occupies that realm as well.
I think I will wear my yellow pants today with the pink top. Is that like an intuitive thought?
Voice.
Well, it depends where it came from, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I just made that up because I actually went looking for clothes to wear this morning. So it wasn't really intuitive.
Yeah, but it can be. And it can be an I, or it can
what about,
be...
Oh, let's pick a card before we go on the show.
Yeah, so that's another one. So that's a let's do.
Oh, since you didn't get to pick one, we'll just pick one for you. Life purpose card.
Care of Miss Wren, who is still asleep. Or perhaps not, but still hiding in the bedroom.
Pick one. Oh, there you go.
Trust.
You can trust us. I can't read the rest. Can you read it? You'll have to read it for yourself. My eyes aren't good in the morning. Trust your feelings and dreams to guide your career path. That's a bit of serious kind of life purpose.
Serious because it's practical.
Serious because it's practical, yes. Practical is serious. Now, coming back to thoughts and beliefs, speaking about practical, thoughts, do they tend to be more practical and beliefs tend to be more vague?
No. Well, because your beliefs are the things like life is happening for me, not to me. That is a belief. If you want to know what your beliefs are, look at what you see in the world, how you interpret the world. That tells you what your belief is. It's not something that you think. It's something...
Oh, God, I'm running late already. It's going to be a shitty day. I'm an idiot for not getting up.
So that will give you evidence of what you believe.
I believe I'm an idiot.
Yeah. You believe that there's a schedule and that if you don't stick to that schedule, that denotes your intelligence or that denotes your worth. Yeah, and that denotes what other people
already
think
before
of you.
you've even started, people.
Yeah, so there's a heap of, but you just look at how you interpret the world. That'll tell you what your beliefs are. They're not the things that you affirm. They're not the things that you tell yourself 5 times in the morning and 5 times at lunchtime and 5 times before you go to bed. They're the things.
I am doing my very best. I am doing my very best. I am doing my very best. I love and approve myself, and I discover I am wonderful.
They are not your beliefs.
Wonderful.
They are your affirmations.
Come on, universe, make me wonderful, please. Anyway,
your beliefs are the things that tell you that you need to affirm certain statements.
Not a very good pitch for an affirmation. I should have been on a different frequency if I wanted that to sink in.
Affirmation sinking in. Do you want to talk about that?
Hang on, just let me get my fingers out. Oh, sorry. All right, affirmation sinking in. We'd like to talk about that. Well, and that is, the first question I was talking about was setting up the thesis or the hypothesis that beliefs create your experience or whether experience create your beliefs. And then we got sidetracked by the old, what's the difference between a belief and a thought theory? And now, where are we?
Affirmations.
Affirmations. We're talking about affirmations. And we're talking about, how to change a belief. What will it take to stick a new belief?
We have to know what your beliefs are first. And in order to know what your beliefs are, you just look at your life.
Yeah. She said, if you just look at your life, you'll find your beliefs.
Yes.
And I found one that said, I am stupid because I can't get up in the morning.
Yeah.
And so, what should I do with that?
But what is the belief underneath that?
I could pull a life purpose card and try and change it with, what was the card?
Trust.
Trust. I could try and trust myself a bit more.
Yeah.
So now I've got a new belief. I trust and approve of myself. Oh no, hang on. I trust myself. I trust my, what was the word we used before?
They said something
intuition.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but the thing is you need to know what the belief is. Just because you say I'm stupid because of blah, 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 whatever it is. That's not your belief. That's the judgment on top of it. What's the belief underneath the judgment?
The world is a tricky place, people. It's a very tricky place. It'll make you look like an idiot every time.
Yeah, but what's the belief under there?
The world was sent to mess me around. God is playing with me like a small toy.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty close.
Right, I'm getting closer. Mel knows my own beliefs better than me. Whew, it's lucky I've got a good mirror.
I can just feel it. But
she can feel it. She can feel it. She can feel it. Whoa.
Yeah, but there is a sense that somewhere in there is a belief that says, not I have no control, but someone else
Someone else
is
is
in
pulling the
control.
strings, people.
Yeah, someone else is in control, and there's nothing I can do.
Oh, babe, put my hand out. Stop. Cut the string out. They've got me moving again. It's not my fault. I'm sorry. Oh, what just happened? Who did that? That wasn't me. That was somebody else. Oh, I can't stop. Down hand. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry, it wasn't me.
That's what it feels
it was
like.
Somebody else pulling on that string.
But that's what it feels like. And, you know, somewhere in there I just go, that's what it feels like when the separation of emotions and ego and all of that stuff goes on. The separation of that's not part of me, that's not part of me. Oh, it wasn't me because that's not part of me. You know, there is a sense that that's what it feels like. Someone else is pulling your strings. But the belief that you can make a judgment about yourself because you're not, what was it? That you're running late because you can't get up.
Yeah.
What was it?
Yeah. We're still on that old line again. It's been a running theme of the show, considering we get up at 6:30 in the morning to bring this to you live from Gone Street Studios, just as the sun is rising out the window.
And it's so beautiful.
And it's beautiful out there. And there's all kinds of birds if you like bird watching, which we know some people on Google Plus do. We've seen them scrolling around out there looking at little puffins and things. Well, anyway, back to the rant of the day, which is...
Well, I'm just still going back to the belief underneath all of that.
Okay, we've still got to get to the belief. You can't dodge it. If you just mess around at surface level, no good. If you're just letting yourself trick yourself, letting the puppets pull all the strings... you won't find the truth of the matter, which wasn't,
so underneath
someone's
everything,
messing with me.
Yeah, but underneath everything, you're going to get to a belief that is about being lovable or not being lovable. Ultimately, that's what most beliefs come down to. What I need to do in order to be lovable, or what I can't achieve in order to be lovable, or what I'm afraid to be in case I'm not loved, or whatever it is, something underneath all of that stuff is going to get to a place.
If I say the wrong thing, or do the wrong thing, or be the wrong thing, or have the wrong thing, or are the wrong thing, they will not love me.
Yeah.
Even if I'm wearing the wrong clothes today, those kids, they'll spit at me.
But it can be not as direct as that. It can be about the fact that if I don't go to work and earn lots of money and appear to be calm and equanimous and all of those things, then I have failed, and that means that I'm not lovable. Because the universe is giving me information that I am not lovable because I'm not succeeding in a way that I understand what love is. Love is being rewarded for and appearing as X.
Oh my God, I've got a hot tip for you. This is so exciting. Last night on the internet, I finally found a movie that I watched when I was like 15 years old, and it's called Times Square, and it's got Tim Curry in it, and it's got, I was going to say Nicky Marotta, but that's the name of the character. It's got Robin Johnson, who was an unknown person you got discovered and put on the television and toured around the world and was a little rat bag in the movie, and it's hilarious. And it's all about two girls finding themselves. And but they're funny. Anyway, just thought you might like it because it's just...
What's it called again?
Times Square. You know, it was made in like about 87 or 82, or between 82 and 87, somewhere in there. And it's...
And it was pivotal for you.
It's hilarious. I'd like, if there's anyone out there who'd like to analyse that for me, I'd love you to watch it and analyse.
Yeah, but it came up just as we were talking about being lovable. Do you want to talk about why it was pivotal?
Well, yes, because it was about a girl who was good and whose family was good, and it was about a girl who was really, 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 really bad and wasn't following any of the social mores, and how they both got... Anyway, I won't tell you the whole story, but where they hooked up and went on adventures, and I guess I still just go, you know, we're finding their place. You know, and I think that sense of how can we be ourselves and be loved. There was another, and this is it's popping up everywhere for me, because there was another South American movie called The Clown that was on TV, on the SBS TV on the internet, and you know, that was another one where it's just this quirky little circus troupe traveling around, and the father and son were in it, and the son was getting really sad because he didn't have a fan, and I don't mean like a, yay, you're my favorite clown fan, I mean just a fan to keep him cool in the hot tent. And so he went on this search to find what he was best at, but yeah, so, and somewhere there was a sense that he had to run away from himself to come back to himself. Or he had to reject what he loved or what he knew about himself to come back to himself somewhere. And I think that was, you know, that's kind of a running theme in all the movies. You know, like on the hero's journey, the person always seems to have to reject their truth, or, you know, test their truth, go out into the world and try something different to find that the simplicity of the idiot they've been before. Not the idiot, when I say idiot, I just say that for me. But I go that, you know, there's some kind of sense that the world, they think the world is looking at them and finding them, measuring them and finding them lacking. But then when they go out into the world and come back, there's a sense that whatever they thought was their foible is actually their greatest strength. Like that's just kind of the hero's quest kind of. Dun, da, da, da. People have to run away from themselves in order to come back to themselves. I'm not saying that's necessarily true, but I'm saying it feels like, and here it is again, is that something that's been forced upon us and we now, you know, have to live out? Or is that a belief that we have already, you know, are somewhere we creating that experience for ourselves where we have to run away from ourselves to come back to ourselves?
Because it also feels like the hero's journey. The hero has to lose their superpower in order to truly conceive of what their job is, to truly conceive of what their worth is, because your worth is not the tricks that you can do. Like there is that, it feels like that's part of that self-discovery, self-worth, I am lovable. Without the tricks that I can do, I am lovable because I am a gift. I don't have to do anything in order to prove or to be obligated or to perform duties. There is an essential worth to my existence.
Mel, if you jump through this hoop, I will know that you love me. Ready? Come on through the hoop. Melly, come on, please jump through the hoop. Come on, please, I'm asking you very nicely. All right, I'll just ask you subtly. Come on, through. Oh, sorry. I'm not sure what that was about. Oh. Anyway, couldn't you know? After that, I wonder what some people would say that kind of body language means.
No, it doesn't have to mean anything. But anyway, so we get back to that core belief, whatever that core belief is,
okay,
which is about whatever we have to do in order to be lovable. And then we need to figure out how that's serving us. Because we might discover that the belief is, unless I am always happy.
Unless I keep jumping hoops, people won't like me.
Yeah.
Keep jumping the hoops, people. Keep jumping the hoops.
So then there's a sense that if you can fully embody that and see where it's always worked for you, see where it's always served you, see where it's always gotten you what you actually wanted. It's very different to saying, oh, there's my belief, that's the thing that's getting in the way. Oh,
let me take it, rip it up and throw it away. I'll burn it, I'll bury it, I'll stomp on it, I'll pretend it never existed. Oh, it's still there, damn it.
Yeah, which is a very different.
Reoccurring. It keeps popping back together into life. I don't know why.
Yeah, so if you can figure out how it's working for you, which can be frustrating because you don't know what you're looking for to begin with.
It's the face of frustration. Can you do your frustration face? Hang on, I'll put her in a hoop. Here's a hoop for her to jump through. The frustration face. That's a good one. It's much better when it's framed, isn't it? What about the "this is driving me completely nuts" face? Yeah, that was a good one. Yes, you will experience some of these probably when you're looking for your beliefs.
And I think it's also when you're looking for how they serve you.
What's that face, the one, the kind of the resistance that I don't know, I'm so close but I can't just look at it yet. That's all right. I just feel like there's one that sits just above the surface of seeing it, which is I don't know, it's too hard.
I know it's there, but I don't want to look at it.
Yeah, but it kind of comes up as like that.
Okay.
Not constipation as such,
Effort.
but yeah, like trying too hard or not trying too hard. Oh God! But it is like it's almost like you feel like you're trying too hard, but what you're doing is you're actually putting up the wall of resistance for one last. I can't see it. Don't point it out to me. I'll really have to. Things will really change then.
You know what it could be though? Like instead of resistance, it could be. You know when like before you relax, there's what's it called? Oh, anyway, there's a method, and you tense everything, and then you relax, and it gives.
Resistance.
No, it's I'm
just saying
of relaxation.
Yeah, but it's also a method of stretching.
Oh, like
when you do stretching where you're stretching against your own muscles, you know, it's kind of like reverse stretching because you're not stretching yourself out, you're stretching back into the thing. It's called resistance stretching.
Oh, it's a form of relaxation.
Well, this is just a form of stretching. Like it's that theory that if you push against your own muscles, they will stretch, like get stretched.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird reverse theory, but anyway.
But as a relaxation, you tense all of the muscles and then you relax. Oh, it's called something or other, relaxation. Anyway, so what it does is when you tense them and then relax, your body becomes more aware of all of the muscles that are actually in your body. There is a self-awareness that expands that wasn't there before. Oh, the light changed. That wasn't there before you tensed.
Sun just came over the horizon.
And so that face, that could just be you going, oh, I am about to relax into the next, wave, and your body just goes, oh, I need to be fully aware. Like rather than saying I'm constipated or I'm resisting or I don't want to look
I'll
at
never get this, I don't understand.
Yeah, it might just be your body going, hey, I'm completely ready to go. Okay, let's go. Okay, now I'm ready.
We might call this the constipation theory of release.
You can call it the constipation theory of release if you like.
Okay. Louise's constipation theory of release. Well, that's funny because my friend once, she wrote me a letter.
Yeah.
And I never thought of it before, but she drew a little picture at the end of my name, which is Louise Moriarty. And Louise, she'd written like Lou and then Ease. And then at the end, there was a picture of a little person on the toilet going, if you don't know, we call a lavatory a loo in Australia. I don't know why. But that's a bit of Australian slang for you.
There you go. It's not universal.
I don't think so.
Loo.
Because I did notice the first time I went to America that people say lavatory, bathroom. They say they don't say the toilet. You don't go to the toilet.
Don't go to the toilet.
Not really. It's a bit more. You don't talk about your excreting.
Really?
Going to the toilet implies that you're going to drop a number too.
What if you have to pee?
Yeah, but it still implies that there's stuff coming out the other end and it's not pretty.
Okay.
Well, that was my take on it. You could tell me something completely different.
Bathroom.
Maybe bathroom means.
Go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I'm going to the bathroom. We just go, I'm going to the loo.
I think more often than not we say, I need to pee. Like we actually tell you what's happening. We give you lots of information so you know exactly what's going on.
Yes. So that should bode well for today because as we are talking about what comes first, the chicken or the egg?
Oh, what comes first?
The chicken or the egg? The thought or the experience? Because I still feel like even though many of us, you know, have studied all these theories of how the universe works, and part of our mind believes that we are creating with our thoughts or our beliefs, or we are confused and think, oh yes, we create with our beliefs, and then we try and change our thoughts.
Yes.
Maybe that's where the confusion lies. Maybe it's as simple as that, you know, like checking out whether you are trying to change the world through changing your thoughts rather than going to that deeper layer of changing your beliefs.
Can I just say, the universe is a whirling, swirling pit of energy.
Hang on, wait for it. It's a whirling, swirling pit of energy. Nearly had coffee going everywhere then.
The idea of creating something, for me, I just go, is that really the avenue you want to go down? Because ostensibly, you're just part of the big swirling image. It's just changing form. I mean, you can alchemize the bits that come in into something else or whatever, but there's no creating. Like for me, I just go, what? The notion of creating separates you from what's happening, and it feels like there is something wasn't there, and poof, all of a sudden it was. And even the concept of magnetism, it's like it's there, but there's a distance between us, and I need to do X in order to make it closer. For me, that just feels like it makes me wrong. It makes me not there yet. It makes the world...
there yet?
Yeah. It makes the world a puzzle. And it doesn't have to be.
That sounds exhausting.
Yeah.
How am I going to get all these pieces in before we have to finish the puzzle? Oh my God, there's a lot of people. I got one of those 1,000 very small piece ones with all the detail in it. Why me? Why did I get this picture? I've got a lot of pieces of the puzzle to put together.
And everyone's their own way of putting it together, and then it keeps changing, and then they realise it's three-dimensional.
So much detail, so much big picture. I don't know where to start. Anyway, so Malinsky, you've just given us a profound insight into the workings of the world.
Yeah.
Where would you look instead? If you can't look at it from the place that, you know, it's all out there and you're magnetising it, or you're trying to find the right bits to build something that you want, or that kind of take on it, which is very much it's all out there and I'm in here trying to work it all out.
But it does just come back to that big swirling pit of energy.
Oh, hang on, let's do that again. Oh, yes. Oh, jeepers creepers, it's dangerous when it's a whirling spit of energy.
There's coffee in there.
A whirling spit. Oh, that was my whirling spit. Did you like that?
Whirling spit.
Yeah. Whirls around and ding, you spit it out. Was that in... anyway. Sure, I saw someone spit really well lately. Oh, and that, yeah, it's all right, carry on. As you were, people, carry on. That was a bit of internal thinking there. Externally
expressed.
So
what are we up to? Swirling pit.
What's that person looking at me like that for?
Who?
There's someone out there looking at me like with that look.
Oh.
Yeah, like, why are these people?
Because we love you.
Well, and because you asked for it. I'm sorry, but you, like me, probably when I was 15, said, there must be a different way.
Yeah.
There's many different ways. What's your different way? Anyway. I hope that little interlude was good for people. It's kind of like a commercial break you have when you're not having a commercial break.
But it is that.
Just to remind you. Sorry.
No, it is that sense that what is your way? Because even when we talk about how the universe works, the reason I have that story is because it helps me stay here. It helps me have this experience, and it helps me tune to whatever I need to tune to in order to be here. I mean, I know it seems extreme because I do have lots of helpers and voices and things to I can see lots of things and hear lots of things, and there is a sense that I operate in a very particular way, but that's because it's part of my job. It is the essence of what I do. It's not because I reached some level of insight and I understand how the universe works, and therefore I was gifted with these amazing abilities. It's just part of the toolkit that I got in order to do what I need to do. And you have a toolkit, whatever your toolkit is, has everything in it that you need in order to do what you need to do. I mean, the greatest sense of what that is when you are completely integrated and self-loving, loved, lovable, not seeing it from evidence outside of you. I mean, that's where we talk about all that belief stuff, because all that belief stuff is what comes back to what makes me lovable. What trick do I need to perform in order to be lovable? What things do I need around me in order to be lovable? But all of that stuff is just you having the conversation with the cosmos going, okay, I need to be lovable, because if I'm lovable, then I can get back to my toolkit and do what I'm here to do.
And now, you know, I know you're sitting up there and going, oh, these people, they just say low polarities, be lovable, blah, 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 blah. Well, today, this is why it's going to be the best show ever, because we've got a little tool for your toolbox. Well, this is it. You have to find your own tool because you're not here with us. But I'm going to take this. Mel might take her teaspoon. That'll be good enough.
Okay.
These are our new magic wands. You can use anything.
Mine's got egg on it.
Oh, I thought it was honey. I was going to go, I'm swapping. Right. These are a way that you can practically be loving yourself and be stopping all the judgments and all the rest of it.
Okay, what am I doing?
This is the wand of fascination.
Oh!
Hey! The wand of fascination!
Don't stick it in my eye.
Oh, yeah, that would be fascinating. Oh, Mel's eye on a stick. Oh, look at that, eye on a stick. Fascinating. Now, lately, I've been tuning into this little tool, the wand of fascination. You don't really need one. That was just a prop, because we love props.
That goes well with my hat, actually. Look at that.
Yeah, no, I think you would make a good silver-nosed clown. It's like a silverback gorilla. It's kind of related to the silver-black gorilla, but it's the silver-nosed clown. Lucky she's not going to show you a butt to see if it's red like those gorilla-las.
I don't think it is.
Okay,
my hole might be,
right.
But my butt's not.
Ugh, gross. Don't talk about those things on international television. Now,
you started.
Back to the wand of fascinate. That's because you're being a silver-nosed gorilla. Back to the wand of fascination.
Yeah.
Well, I just think there's, you know, you start thinking about your thoughts and your beliefs and how you're going to unravel everything, and am I thinking about this the right way? Who am I? Am I inside myself or outside myself? Are my beliefs coming from here or there? What's going on? And it just feels like the jigsaw puzzle has got a lot of parts, but sometimes the most simplest tools, like just going, how can I be fascinated by this?
Right now.
Right now. What's coming in for me right now? How can that be fascinating? And the reason I wanted to share that with you is because I know for me I get a bit confused and I go, oh, I will be fascinated by this, but I cannot be fascinated by that. And I was just thinking about, you know, there's certain people that I would love to have walk up the stairs right now and I'll be fascinated. Oh, look, they're here. Oh, how fascinating. But then if other people walk up the stairs, I go, I am not fascinated at all by this. But I would like to use the word ostensibly again. Whether it's the correct word, I'm not sure, but I'm sure we'll be told by the universe.
Ostensibly.
Ostensibly.
Oh, ostensibly, yeah.
Which I don't even know what that means. Chances are those two people, the one I'm fascinated with and the one I'm repelled by, will have exactly the same qualities. Will have a lot of the same stimulus for me, and, you know, eventually they will both stimulate me at the same point. And for some reason I'm just being picky with the universe and going, oh, why'd you send me that package? I don't really want that one. I was looking for a different package. People, come on, get with the program. Send me what I was looking for. Whereas actually, chances are you could be totally fascinated with whatever's coming. It's, you know, there is no better or worse, righter or wronger.
They're all here to empower you somehow. I mean, you just need to know where. Ostensibly.
Ostensibly.
It's.
For some reason, I'm looking up that definition right as we speak, people.
I'm distracted. Louise is typing.
Yeah, but I don't even know how to spell extensively.
B-L-Y.
Nope, we're trying. It could be too much. Oh, no, it's not too much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, apparently or purportedly, but perhaps not actually. Oh, ostensibly. We'll be using that more often now, people. Apparently or purportedly, there is a preference to what I want in the universe. Ostensibly.
Yep.
Apparently and purportedly, there is some preference that is going to be better or worse for me. But apparently or purportedly, it doesn't really matter. And I'd like you to go out into the universe and try this. And the way you can try this is by being fascinated with everything.
But even that sense, like, it's not to shift that sense of, oh, crap, this person's here. You know, the one that walked up the stairs that you're not fascinated by. It's not to shut that down. It's to go, oh, look, there's that reaction. I'm having the, oh, crap, this person's here reaction. That's fascinating. Isn't that fascinating? That's going on right now. What's going on now? What's happening now? It is very much that's actually what's going on. Well, that's what it feels like is going on. Is that what's going on?
And now, using this tool of fascination, how can you get to your beliefs using this tool? Because is this a tool that you can also use to get to the, you know, like that sense of, yeah, something's happening right now in me when this occurs. How do you then use that to get to your beliefs? Particularly if you're in your mind going, I wish it was different, I wish it was different, I wish something was different.
I don't know, because I don't. I only know how to do it for someone else. I was thinking about that this morning. The fact that it's so easy for me to have a conversation with someone and lead them through the fascination, where to find your beliefs, what's going on in the world, how does it all connect together, how is it serving you, what is it, you know, how is it connected to self-love, etc., etc. But when someone asks me and they say, yeah, but how do you get past that judgment? It's not that I don't have the reaction to people, it's that the reaction leads me straight to, oh, isn't that fascinating? Let's go with that. Like, there is an excitement that comes with that response.
Do you think, though, that that is, well, a training of types, you know, like that somewhere in, because I know you talk about also, you know, not being able to sit in a classroom because it's overwhelming having all the information coming in. Is that a training of types that you've given yourself, whereas you've gone, I've got a lot of information coming in, there's a lot going on, which, you know, on many levels for most people that's the problem. They feel like there's a lot going on and how they're going to handle it all, whether it's, you know.
I think it's just that I can't learn information as in the class, you know, the stuff that's on the board. But I can't take that in a classroom.
And I'm just saying,
the answer for me is to learn at home.
Yes, but I'm just saying, I feel like for most people on the planet right now, there is a sense of there's too much coming in. How do I get on with what I need to do, whether it's learn in the classroom or
but you don't need
get the kids off to school, or, you know, whatever it is that they feel like they would love to be doing on this planet at this time.
But that's the idea of saying this is the stuff that we're doing is part-time and the rest of the world is really what's going on. That's topsy-turvy. The stuff that's coming in where you're fascinated, that conversation that you're having, that's the real world.
So that's back to that order of preference thing again, like looking at your life and going, oh, if only I wasn't at home looking after the kids, getting them off to school, doing the dishes, I could be out in the world doing my mission. There is a sense that, you know, you've put that in an order of preference as well, along with the people you'd like to have walking up the stairs, or along with, you know, how much money you'd like to have in the bank, along with how you think it would be best for you to react to any given situation. And so I guess my question was around that, because I feel like we've trained ourselves so well to operate under order of preferences, to look at everything and judge it better or worse.
Because you want to be lovable.
Yes.
When it comes down to it, the mortgage, the kids, the job, the whatever it is that feels like
Or
it's
even that if only I
hard.
could be out in the world saving the world.
Yeah, that is about being lovable. Really, somewhere underneath all of that, that's what it comes back to. I mean, you might need to travel a train of thought through all kinds of spaces, cracks in the woodwork or whatever to get there. But there is a sense that they all lead back to how it makes you lovable. I'm not sure. I just know that that's when that becomes your real world, then you can be fascinated. You know, like when that sense of this is the only thing that's going on. I mean, that other stuff is still around you, and it's not interacting with you because that means it's separate from you, but it is part of your. It's one layer of your reality.
For some reason, though, I thought it's the spice of life. That sense that, you know, spices, you just can't get away from them. You know, like they envelop all your senses. There is some sense that, you know, with spices, they evoke memories and they get in your skin and you can feel them on all kinds of layers. It is the spice of life.
Fascination.
Yeah, well, fascination, but also that sense that whatever's coming in right now, whether you love it or you hate it or it's pleasant or painful, or, you know, like whatever stimulus it gives you, you know, like I guess it's just that sense of, you know, what would the world be without, what would the kitchen be without spices? What would your culinary experience be like without spices? And life is, you know, the fact that we are in all these variant circumstances, you know, the variation of what we experience through the day is, there's a lot going on. It's fabulous. Like, it is fascinating and it is fabulous. So, you know, not fabulous necessarily. Maybe that's not the descriptor you'd use straight away for whatever's happening for you right now. But that ability to be completely fascinated by it. And I just feel like the sense within that of you having a full life, you letting yourself have everything that's available to you, you loving yourself by allowing life to do what it wants with you or something. There's a sense that that is, you know, the most luscious kind of experience, the most, you know, like we think that if we were rich and if we had this partner and if we, you know, life went a particular, you know, if only the kids would just pick up their shoes. There are those shoes again. If only the kids would just pick up their shoes, my life would be luscious and scrumptious and...
Oh, can I just tell you that all of that, if you want to get into the psychotherapy of it, whatever the layer of, I was going to say distress, whatever the layer of discomfort is around that, the things that aren't in their place, the bank, the partner, whatever it is, whatever the things you think are not in their place, even when they get there, once you get to that layer, you will find another layer that's not in its place. You will constantly be looking for another layer that is not in its place. And
so
that's
even if we
somewhere at the core of that, because somewhere at
the ozone.
Because somewhere at the core of that, the looking for and seeing the layer of things not in their place is that core belief that is connected to what you need to do or be in order to be lovable. So that will always exist. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter how many children you have or don't have. It doesn't matter.
And so we started off with soul purpose too, because I think a lot of, you know, spiritual seekers or whatever, they think if only I could get my soul purpose right, you know, if only I could get my job in the universe right, you know, we would fix the hole in the ozone layer, we would save the fish, we would keep the forest up, we would have all the starving people fed, and we would, I don't know, no one would be in suffering anymore. The suffering would be over.
But it's also the sense that, well, I don't know, that's not the story that I hear. I hear people say, if only I could get everybody else in their soul purpose. It's not about me. It's about I need to change and fix everybody else. I don't think I hear the story, if only I could follow my life purpose and the world would be different.
Well, it was funny because I was talking to someone who's fabulous. His name's Luca Lesson, and he's an amazing poet, and he's on the last leg of his tour around Australia at the moment. He was just saying yesterday, you know, like about he's had a few haters on this tour and people, you know, going, you're not doing your job properly, blah, 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 blah. You're not on your mission properly. You should be doing it differently.
Are they haters? I mean, are they loving him in a way that he just can't recognise?
Well, this is the question. You know, what is that?
How does that empower him? How do their comments empower him? How does their contribution empower him?
Well, I guess, and this was the question I asked him, and that was the question it made me think about for myself, and that was, if you are doing what you love to do, and you know it's what you need to do right now, and no one else likes it on the whole planet, everyone else on the planet was going, pooh-bah, don't you dare do that, or else I will abandon you, I will hate on you, I will, you know, effectively just not love you, would you still do the thing you love to do that you know brings you, you know, that you know in this moment would bring you great joy and satisfaction just for you, just for your own wholeness or your own sense of, I don't know, you know, just when you know something's the right thing for you to do, and I don't mean it's right because you've thought about it a lot, I mean it just feels right to jump in and do that. That sense of, if you knew that the whole world was not going to approve of it, would you still do it? And I just had to ask myself, you know, I asked that question out loud to him, which then meant I had to ask that question out loud to me, you know, in particular with something like giving out my poetry, which I feel like is very powerful for other people. You know, then it was just making me ask that question of going, well, if people didn't receive it in the way that I would like them to, or in the way that they often do, and I mean they often do, just feel profound gratitude for that, and you know, and shower a lot of love back to me for that thing. But then I was like, well, what if they didn't? How would that affect me doing what I love to do, which is to see other people, you know, which is to feel like I truly get a sense of them, you know. And if sometimes that grates up against people, which sometimes it can, you know, it can grate up against them because they know their, you know, their journey isn't where they'd like it to be. It's like, I don't know, you know, it just got me thinking. So I guess today, on this best show ever, fascinating as it was.
But it just, before you kind of move, like there is a sense that
this is fascinating. What's going to happen next?
A gift is given not for the reaction, not for the acknowledgement, not for the sense of what the other person will get. A gift is given because there is a part of you that feels, I want to say the urge and the impetus, but that's not what I mean. It is an intuitive drive. It is a sense that it is not just your job to do it. It is a sense that you are being directed by the rest of the universe to give this gift. And somewhere in there, it's like if that person doesn't receive it as an invitation, they receive it as something else. It doesn't diminish the gift that has been given. And being able to see that comes back to, again, knowing that you are a gift and how you are lovable. And that is all of those bits of yourself integrated, all of the tools that you have, all those crazy idiosyncrasies that make you, you. Just knowing that that's what they do. They make you, you, and you are a gift. I mean, somewhere it really is that simple, and it gets wild and complicated, and we worry about other people's safety, and we worry about other people's, you know, hearts, and we worry about all these things. But when we are integrated and we know we are a gift and we are lovable, somewhere none of that other stuff is your responsibility. And it's not, but it's not the same as saying, you know, I can go out there and do whatever the hell I want. I'm not going to hurt people. Like there is a sense.
I was just going to go, and I can feel it out there going, what? So you're saying you can just run around and smash people and
No,
run over
that's not what
people
I'm
and do
saying.
whatever, you know, run through red lights and whatever you like, do it.
But you know that's not what I'm saying. I mean, you're not. If that's how you're receiving that message, then there's a part of you that feels shut down. There's a part of you that feels like the rules are shutting down some essence of who you are. And you fight that constriction by breaking other rules, because there's part of you that just won't accept that you can have that idiosyncrasy that you are and accept yourself as a gift and be lovable. There is some conflict. If your reaction to that statement is, that means I can go out there and punch someone in the face, that means that there is an aspect that you're unwilling to integrate, that you're afraid will make you unlovable. Because there is no confusion in what I am saying.
So if you've got people on the other end now who are just going, yes, but that part of me is unlovable. I know I've been like that and it's not okay. What tool can you give them to, like, where is the fascination in that feeling that you're not worth loving? Like,
yeah, but it's a whole process. It's not something that you can just go, oh, if I just think this thought, then everything will fall into place. It's a whole process of making your entire existence that fascination. Coming back to, if this is the evidence that I'm finding in the world, then there is a core belief that's holding me there. If I can see how that core belief is working for me, if I can see the value in all of the experiences that that core belief has led me to, then I can choose to keep it or integrate a new one. I mean, if I decide I want to have a different experience of the same gift, you know, because the gift doesn't change. The idiosyncrasies are still you. But it's just a way of life. It's not something that you can do a trick and everything is different. It is an essence of knowing that you are constantly in transition. And what kind of transitions do you want to be in?
Yeah, and I was just getting that sense of, you know, because there are so many fabulous tools. If you feel like you're in complete crisis or whatever, there's so many fabulous tools and there's so many doctors and psychiatrists and other people who love to help you. And you can just, you know, tap, do breathing exercises, meditate, you know, listen to a visualization. There's so many beautiful things. But I just got that sense before, even that sense of going, all right, we're going to drop into love now. And it's like, there's something about that separation. You know, like, oh, I'm going to go and fix that now. Or, oh, I'm going to drop into love now. I'm going to, like, that separation is the very thing that we're frightened of. Somewhere it's the very thing that is making us feel so wary. And it is just that constant practice, that constant, it's not even practice, because as soon as you decide, you're there. As soon as you're present, you're present. Like, that's why it is the perfect present, because it's perfect. You don't have to do anything to be there. You just have to be there.
I mean, there is a sense that if you, because it will depend on what you're aware of in this moment. Because you can come in through any door and have the same experience and call it different things. But if it is about integration of aspects of self, of idiosyncrasies, you can see all of those idiosyncrasies out in the world and invite them home. You can give them all a room in your house. You can give them all a job. You can find a way to value them for what they bring and to know that what they bring empowers you. I mean, that's a whole process in itself. And you will be doing that for the rest of your life. There is a sense that that idiosyncrasy integration is constantly changing, because the same way that you are a different person every day, all of those idiosyncrasies will have different aspects. And they will always need, just like kids, you know, if there are kids in your house, they're not always going to be the same. They're going to have the same idiosyncrasies their entire life, but somewhere they are going to be expressed in different ways at different ages, in different environments, around different people, And it's the same with your aspects of self. But I guess that's one exercise you can do, is bring them all home into the one house.
And just also got that thing of, if you have a child or someone in your life who's very boxed in, you go, they're not going to change. Where are you not letting yourself change as well? Where is that a reflection for you that you don't feel like you can change? So, well, ladies and gentlemen, roll up for the greatest Joanna. Go out into the world and be fascinated.
Absolutely, people. Where's our wands of fascination?
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
I've decided I don't even need my wand. I'm going to make it the lens of my life. I'm going to see the world through fascinator coloured glasses. So have a play with that this week. See what you can see that's a new way of seeing your fascinating world and your fascinating self.
And we will have more on all of these processes.
Fascinating things.
Yes.
Particularly the perfect present.
Yes, which is a program, an 8-week program that we're designing, which will be part of the membership community, which is all very exciting.
And in the meantime, you're very much part of our membership community. We feel so... It's not even blessed, but it's so much fun to be with you and share our experience with you. And we look forward to hearing your adventures. And we're off to have our own adventures.
Tell them what we're doing today. What are you doing today?
Oh, today I'm going to go and work with Peppa the Pig.
Oh!
And we are going to play with some kitties and do some circus.
Excellent.
And we're going to teach them tricks of juggling and flower sticks and plate spinning, and it's going to be fun.
Hooping, you're going to do hula hooping?
Hula hooping and juggling. Did I say juggling? And a bit of magic, maybe, because my friend is the magician.
Wow.
I've had so many adventures this last week. Pirate boys who can somersault higher than me.
Wow.
And kids of all descriptions. And we had a bonfire on the beach. And we played tennis on the beach, which was very much fun.
And you pole jumping?
Pole jumping?
Yeah, you did some pole jumping.
Oh, yes, pole jumping. Handstanding on
farewell.
the poles, handstanding on the poles, down the beach, doing handstands on the guide rails. That was a bit of parkour fun.
And
play Galaga, old school tabletop video games. Oh, Frogger, Galaga, Pac-Man. We played them all.
And one of our friends went to China.
She's gone to China. Another one of my friends is in Burma. Oh my goodness gracious people.
And our neighbour just went to Las Vegas.
Today she's gone already. We didn't even, she's probably walked out the door while the show was on. Now, you may go, oh yeah, but I never get to go anywhere. I'm stuck in my apartment somewhere. Blah, my life isn't that fascinating. What are you people talking about? Good luck with that. Be fascinated! Or not. If you're feeling the least bit fascinated, do whatever the universe is prompting you to do and enjoy it, or not. And if you're not enjoying it, it'll be showing you a core belief for sure.
I don't know, because there's somewhere you say, like, oh, it's taking my house. I just go, I take the universe with me. I'm going to be sitting in the office writing for some of today, and I just take the universe with me. It doesn't matter. I mean, if I see a tree, I'll hug it, and if I see a bird, I'll sing with it, or, you know, whatever. But it doesn't, I just take the universe with me.
And I guess that's quite the point, really. It's, you actually have no choice in that. You can shut it out if you want, but it's always there.
Yeah. You know, like if they start grinding, tone with it. I don't know, somewhere it's just, it is. I just take the universe with me. And there is always a way.
And for some reason, I say, if all else fails, listen to, oh, what's he called? Nanko the Bear. I can't remember, but it's Medicine for the People. Medicine for the People, and I can't remember what the song is, but there's a fabulous film clip where the girl is with the wild animals. I love that song. Lend your ears, lend your hand. Anyway, you will find music that will be a fabulous soundtrack for your journey. And if not, make some up. You're all freestyle and slam poets. You just don't know it.
Making it up is fabulous.
Hey, for some reason, I found someone called Grace Scott. I think that was his name, Scott Grace, something like that. Anyway, we were watching the, I'll just give a quick plug for the, what was it, the spiritual comedy thing on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
And the spiritual cheerleaders. Go girls, you go girls, you go girls, you go. We love them. And the other guy,
They were
Scott,
hilarious.
Grace Scott, I'll have to find out his name and tell you properly.
But
He was another rapper with a spiritual bent, pretty bent, a bit like Dr. Seuss.
Yeah.
Pretty funny. So there's plenty of stuff out there to float your boat and poke the places that need poking. So have a fabulous time at that. And anything else before we go off and be fascinated by something else other than this screen and this technological marvel?
I just said it's going to change. Like one morning you're going to want to listen to Faith No More, and then by lunchtime, lunchtime you're going to be, listening to Tchaikovsky. It's not going to be the same. Every moment is going to be different. There's no point at which you're going to go, oh yes, this is it. This is my spiritual music. And every time I listen to this, I'm taking the universe with me, and I know that I'm fascinated when I feel like this.
Okay, can Mel do a quick Faith No More impersonation before we go?
No.
Oh, come on, I wanted you to do. That was for Karen. That one's for you, Karen. And a bit of Tchaikovsky to see us out. No, I don't have any either. But for some reason, it made me think of the Swan Lake clip. Check it out. There's some funny ballerinas where she does point on. Oh, my God. There's some things going viral out there that are just like, are you people serious? Anyway, have fun.
See you next Tuesday.
Play however you like. Let's see what happens if we leave the video and we're meant to turn it off. It's exciting that you want to stay with us right till the end. This really is the best show ever. What will happen next week to make it the best show next week? Let's see what they say when they turn off. Do you think they know we're watching them? Do you think they still know? Of course we still know we're watching it. Because I need to turn it off.
I just keep thinking about Anne. I think Anne's watching the show. Hey, Anne.
This is our special time with you. Especially for you. All right.
I'm leaving. I'm leaving, people.
See you later.
Skitsky. Plate of no more toast.
Plate of no more toast. Oh, we're moving.
The sun.
I was going to show you the sun, but then I thought, even more exciting thing to show you. Oh, jeepers, if that is the sun. That's actually just our dirty windows. So anyway, this is a nice picture. This is a tour of our house. That's a nice piece of paper. Oh, if you ever get a poem from me, you might get it on a nice piece of paper. Oh, except for the shadow. Oh, that's better. There's the snake one from the Year of the Snake. That's very good. Yep. Now, this is the other exciting thing. Our house is so freezing that we have to stick pillows in the doorway to the kitchen to keep it warm. And then we can be making our breakfast in the warm.
And last night we had a camp out in the kitchen.
It was fabulous.
Oh, it really was.
And so we'll make our heads the same size to say proper goodbye.
I'll pretend I'm taller.
She can pretend she's taller. Actually, we're both short asses. But anyway, just like Toya Wilcox, who I love.
Oh, what was her song?
I Choose to Be Free. Oh, yeah. One last thing. Her song was I Want to Be Free. Oh. And then last night, well, I was listening to something and they were just saying, take the word want out of your vocabulary.
Yeah, please.
And use the word choose,
have,
grateful for. So whatever you're thinking you want, choose it, decide, believe, have, anything you like. And Mel will fix that sentence up when we come back next. All right, ciao for now. I gotta go. Bye.
Ciao, ciao.